Awesome. Good morning. Good morning. We're at Wednesday. So we have this Wednesday, then Friday, then Monday, then solstice. So we will do our practice for stamina today. And then on Friday, we will do radiant heart. We'll go back and find the circles again. And then we will do Monday and Wednesday, the practice for stamina. Just sort of what Jenny and I were talking about before we started, just a moment before we go, because solar energy is what will be greatest at the solstice. Lunar energy is what is greatest at the winter solstice. And solar energy at the solar apex, when we have the most light, is the energy of action. And that energy of action is, it can be very loud. If you are familiar with the Ida, the left side of the body, energy of the left body, and the Pingala, the right side of the body, that the left side of the body is intuitive, is listening, is much more subtle, much more intertwined, and non-analytic. And the solar energy is going and doing and talking and leading. And so you may be feeling some of this as we get going. And you may be regretting big actions you've taken since the last solar apex. And I'm absolutely going through this. And that it's like a solar flare, like whoosh, I need to fix that. I need to do that. There's a lot of that might show up. And it's intense. And yet it's burning itself off. And we'll have a new moon on Sunday that will calm that fire. And the space between Sunday and Wednesday is just, that's where we're headed. So we want to just dive in on Friday, just get in the action and let the action be really bright and fluid. And then let ourselves settle in on Monday and Wednesday to just hold ground and let that light pour into us. So for today, our readings are 3 poems on light from Love Poems from God. As we come closer and closer to the solstice, there is more and more light. The first is from Meister Eckhart. Oh man, gotta get readers. It's coming. Always kissing. They are always kissing. They can't control themselves. It's not possible that any creature can have greater instincts and perceptions than the mature human mind. God has ripened me. Source is with me. So I see it is true. All objects in existence are wildly in love. Right? All objects in existence are wildly in love. They are always kissing. That's a great way to see molecules, right? So what if we start with that all action is this action of engagement? What does light talk about? And this is, forgive me, my mind today is super scooty. Thomas Aquinas. When you recognize her beauty, when you recognize the beauty of the earth, the eye applauds, the heart stands in an ovation, and the tongue, when she is near, is on her best behavior. She speaks more like light. What does light talk about? I asked a plant once. And the plant replied, I am not sure, but it makes me grow. That's so good. What does light talk about? I don't know, but it makes me grow. This last piece is from Francis of Assisi, called Wring Out My Clothes. Such love does the sky now pour, that whenever I stand in a field, I have to wring out the light when I get home. It couldn't be a better solstice poem. Such light does the sky now pour, that whenever I stand in a field, I have to wring out the light when I get home. Happy solsticing on our way. So let's start. if you are on the replay and you like to skip ahead. So say that you replay this and you look for the place where I sit down so that you don't have to listen to the other places. We will have Radiant Heart on Friday, and then we will come back to this Kriya for stamina. So let's fortify ourselves right here. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Namo. Roll your shoulders, roll your wrists. Let's lie down. So be a super simple warm up today, and we'll just drop right into our Kriya because we know where we're going. Hands to shins, side to side, right leg long, right hand overhead. Flex point, open, close, reach, and knee to chest. Left side, flex point, open, close, roll your ankle, roll your wrist, and bring it in. Open right, and then open left. Flex your feet, press into your heels. Close your eyes, settle in a jiffy. Mm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant your feet, lift head, shoulders, and tap your right heel, then your left. And it's as though you were drawing your opposite shoulder towards your ear. And you're reaching your right hand to your right foot and your left shoulder to your left ear, so that you can really feel that you're moving the rib cage, the sides of the ribs, the sides of the spine. 5, good. 4, good. 3, you can keep it right there or lift your knees and reach it down the side. Good. And it's like a big bear scratching its back on a tree, right? Work there or lift your heels. And now put your hands behind your head and tap outsides of your feet. So we're getting this lateral movement and a little bit of a twist. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, good. Lift your hips, put your palms face down under your seat to protect your back, and drop your right heel and up, and your left heel and up, and go. So it's exhale down, inhale up, and you're drawing your navel to your spine. You're lengthening through the front of the spine rather than contracting and curling up. A little pressure into the back of your head, a little tuck of your chin. There are some kriyas where this is done for 7 minutes. Just really activating Nabi chakra, the solar chakra, the energy right at the center of the body. For 5, for 4, for 3, and 2. Good. And 1. We're going to try a little move. Bend your knees, put your feet down, put your hands wide, lift your hips up and tap. The hips go up and over to the left and tap your right hip to the floor. Lift your hips up and over and tap the left hip. So feel how that little lift, and then the right, up and over, tap the left. So you can do that using your feet, and it's still using the abdominal, or lift your feet and try a little up and over to the left, a little up and over to the right, up and over. And once you can find that little up and drop, now you'll drop your hips and your toes. So find center, change sides, tap your toes, go up, go right, tap to the right, go up, go left, tap to the left. So you're putting it together. You're putting the side waist, right, the obliques, and you're using the transverse to lift. So we're putting that little sideways reaching with the little lifting and creating some mobility, and over time, creating a little fire. All the light that we read of in the poems, that light is inside of us, is us. One more each side. Good. Put your feet down, put your heels long, and notice from the center of the body out, we always light the navel. Arms wide, bend your knees, put your feet flat, the feet touch, the knees touch. Inhale as they open, and exhale, squeeze the knees. So inhale, exhale, you rock onto the outside edges of your feet. And each time your knees come together, tuck your tail a little bit so that you're finding the navel to the spine to the floor. You're hugging your knees together, your feet flat to the floor. As your knees fall open, let there be a little arch in the back to open and then round, as though your spine was in cat-cow and your feet flat and your knees in. So there's a lot going on in the pelvis, the inner thigh. 3, 2, you can get your action comes from here. And then pause. Widen your heels, lift to a bridge, put your elbows down, tuck a shoulder, tuck another. Good. Take your hands overhead with your hips up. Inhale. And then elbows roll down, hips roll down, and we'll go 8 times. Inhale, rolling open. And then exhale, rolling down. Inhale, rolling open. And exhale, rolling down. And so you're lengthening out the work of the front abdominal wall, front abdominal muscles, so that you don't shorten yourself. As we make ourselves stronger, we don't want to create a constant contraction. So hips up, legs strong, heart high. Go one more. Hips up, hands up. Keep your hips up, bring your elbows down. And a little left and a little right. Wag the tail, lift the hips, one and then the other. And then knees falling in, feet falling down, lifting up. And roll right down the middle. Interlace your fingers over your right shin, draw your right knee in, and left heel high and low. Flex your foot deeply. Turn your left toe out and your left heel in a little bit, and now pause at the top and make a small circle like you're going around a basketball. And feel it clearing through the left low back, left low waist. Excellent. And change left knee to your chest, right leg long. Inhale up and exhale down. That the core of the body isn't just the front, it's the way the front and the back interact. Make a circle with your right leg, feeling into the back of the right hip, all the way into the right side low back, right side waist. 3, 2, 1. Good. And knees to your chest. Roll it forward and back. And then we'll just come to a seat. And as you come up, hands together, right hand back. And then you roll back down and knees to your chest. Roll up, left hand, and open. And roll back, knees to chest. And up and open. So that you begin to open through the chest, so that The knees to the chest is a little rinse at the base on your back. And then as you let go, you make an opening at the top through the chest, through the shoulders, drawing your hands apart. Three. I'm thinking about that, wringing the light out of your clothes when you come home. 2. Open the shoulders and the chest. 1 more. Lie back, roll forward, legs out long, fingertips beside you. So we do this at the end of the practice. And we're just going to use this as a little bit of a warm up and add the arm. So as you come forward, add your right hand high, and then add your left hand high. And that might look like this. And that's fantastic. Or it gets a little higher. Inhale, hand up, thumb points back. 3. Good. 2, walk your heels hip distance apart, knees are bent, toes are up. Put your hands together, make fists, and then take your hands apart. Open, close, inhale, exhale. So all of this using the navel to open the chest, to open the heart, to roll ourselves forward and back. But the navel is the solar center. Good. That when we give it duration, it can really create heat all through the body. 3, up, 2, 1. Good. Sit tall. Put your hands on your thighs. Notice the navel, how it's radiating out. The chest is opening. Put your hands behind you. Bend your knees. Put your heels wide. Drop your knees. 1 to the inside, 1 to the outside. And then change. And change. And as you drop your knee, let the hip come forward. So my right knee goes down and my right hip comes forward. And we'll stay here for 30 seconds, just loosening. Relax your feet, relax your ankles, relax your toes. And all the things that we hold in the hips. All the things that are unfinished. Good. And then adding on as your right knee comes down, your right hand comes high, just as we did in that seat a moment ago. And the more upright you can become, the more opening you'll make through the chest. So the less weight you have on your hands, the more that you can get a crease in your hips. So if you choose 2 hands, and up, good. 1 more, knee down and fold. Give yourself a moment, hands out, fold down, wag your tail. Relaxing the inner thigh, relaxing the outer foot, relaxing the sides of your eyes. And then back up and a little side to side. Good. No hands if you choose. Super mobility. You want to be able to do that when you are 99. And fold. Opposite side fold, opening through the hips and the chest. Softening the outer hip, the inner thigh. Feeling where you translate the grip, that when you encounter tension in your hip, where do you put it? Where else in your body? I put it in my left shoulder. Some put it in their jaw. Right? Excellent. Shake your heels out and your knees out. If you like, you can sit on the edge of your blanket if that helps to tip you forward. And then we're just circling. So we warmed up the navel. And the temptation here is to move yourself using your arms and your upper back, but really know that you don't. You're using the seat, you're using the pelvis, you're using the navel, and the arms are an extension. And they are soft and kind and reaching to open the back. But the motion comes from the root. The feet are bright, heart is high, and reverse. And this is making us so much stronger. So much stronger. And giving us an inner strength, an inner stamina, which gives us the process that we could grow stronger. Right? The ability to just see ourselves through and upright. Good. Shake out your feet, walk your fingers forward, wag your tail side to side. Tiny shift and then inch forward. Heart forward, you're looking at me. That's it. Good, good. Walk forward. Draw your heart forward, use your fingertips, use your heels. Walk your fingers, arms are straight. Where do you go? Oh, all the way through the mid back. 3, 2. Good, and walk yourself back and up. Build your seat, legs are crossed. Put your right shin in front of your left. Hold opposite elbows and give it a little shimmy. Wag your tail. So the tail drops down and the heart draws up and up and up and up. And the right hand comes down and the left hand comes over. And you change. And you find the sides of the spine and the sides of the waist and the side of the seat. Look under the armpit each time. And then let your elbow bend, let your fingertips loosen. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Put your hands behind you. And just as we do, elbows loose, wrap your elbows in, heart up, stay through. So as we do that, we start drawing the energy higher. And as it comes higher, it changes frequency. The way light moving through a prism, when it moves at a higher frequency, it's a different color. Breath is higher in the heart. Upright, change left in front of right. Hold and a shimmy. Because cross-legged is an asymmetrical pose, we always want to change the cross of the legs, up, 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 up. Get space in the upper back, the way you found space in the upper front. And left side down, right side over, and up and over. This is intentionally a practice that you can replay that will give you, we would say day 33 is a great Zoom repair. When you've been sitting or flying or traveling or driving, and you don't have a lot, you don't really have enough to get onto your feet, but you really want to shift your state. Hands back, widen your elbows, wrap them in, and lift the heart and give it a little shimmy. And what you're doing really is you're making space through the spine, out of the hips, so that your breathing can change. The whole thing was to change our breathing. Relax your outer knees and lift your heart high and pause tall. The simplest of postures, changing the length of the throat, the space of the chest. So I tend to sit when I'm really sitting with my knees down, heart high. Sit as you will, a little pranashakti before we go in. Hands high, we're waking ourselves, one elbow down. The other elbow down. Keep it going. Close your eyes. Loosen yourself. Oh, get a little, you're just letting your elbows thump into your body. You're flushing lymphatic fluid. You're inviting the light to move into you. You're inviting the prana to circulate. You're getting out of the way. It's an act of honoring, not obligation. You're not doing the practice. The practice is invited in and through. We go 10, 9, 8, 7. Hands up high. Inhale. Hook your thumbs, tuck your chin, wriggle. Pulse the pelvic floor and release. And then gather it up, up, up. And release wide and down. To pause and notice. Standing in a field of light. I am this. Satnam. I am this. And down dog. So let's start on hands and knees. Super steady. So that after all that, being still is really quite rewarding. Wag your tail. Wag your tail, close your eyes, and just let it soothe you. Let your head move. And we drop right into the Kriya. And we let it into us. We let it change us. Make ourselves available. Get into the ribs, the spine, the neck. Let it be a little bit messy. Long, deep breathing. You may work here. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, wag your tail. You may take a half step forward, feet wide. Drop your head. Close your eyes. Long, deep breathing. Be changed. Be changed. So where does this steady movement create opening? If your feet are wide and you want to try it out, find your full dog. Wagging, wagging, loosening. Twenty seconds. 2, knees down, and kneel. If you need to, pop a block between your heels. Give yourself a seat. Sit tall. Allowing, inviting the breath to slide in and out. Having made space in the backs of our ribs, in the backs of our lungs, in the backs of the chest. A very different breath. So kneeling, cross legs as you choose. Sitting tall. We'll start with the little forward roll. Hands loose to begin. And find the spots in your upper back that really tended to hold, where you'd like someone to put their thumbs. And let that make a little bit of an opening. Right? So if you like the heels come forward, so you can find that little bit of a lean. That's why we started the activation of the navel, lift the chest, pull your heels towards you. And so modification is the hands stay out. Next is hold the elbows, and it's really into the shoulders, hard up, lean a little back. You can work there across your legs. Close your eyes, long, deep breathing. Softening the inner thigh, letting the knees be heavy, the heart high. "30 seconds. Just being in unfamiliar territory, one gesture at a time. Out of the jaw, out of the tongue, out of the throat. 5, 4, 3, 2. And pause. Turn your palms open. The base of the skull, the base of the neck, the tops of the shoulders, the length of the arms. So you may feel from the base of the skull down and across the back. Imagining this is the back of Vishuddha. Vishuddha, the front. Every chakra has a front and a back. So now as we fold, we're opening across the front so that we balance. This is the space of our truth. Build kneeling. So if you like, kneel. If you need to support under the ankles, a little fold of the blanket, you can have a block between your heels. And the strap is wide enough that you can lift up. And as you fold, the hands have space to rise without creating tension in the shoulders. So one option is to fold like this with a rounded back, lifting your hands. The chest stays broad. Just double check that you're not rounding your way down. The chest is open. And just start here. Rise and fall. Keep adjusting the strap wider or shorter so that you can really feel that there is an invitation to open without being a force. No harm. The next time that you fold, stay down. Long, smooth breathing. You may turn your head to one side, little wags of the shoulders, little wags of the tail. You can turn your head to the other side. So take care of yourself here and stay. Wherever there's tension, the knees or the back or the chest, or even in the mind, as you breathe in, bring the breath into that space and breathe it out. So that eventually you can perhaps find the forehead center to the floor, the neck long, the spine long, the breath long for 30 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Gently drop your hands. Release the strap. Use your hands to lift you up. Pause, hands on thighs. That sudden rush of sensation into the mind, into the head, into the space beyond our head. All that navel light, we create a bind there and it can't get past. And when we release the bind, the light, like we're a great flashlight rising up and out of us. Great. Cross your legs, is it in front? Hands behind, wag your tail. So loosen the elbows, loosen the chest. And then elbows wide and together, and wide and together. And the next time they come together, sit the seat down and the heart up and the chest broad. A little wag of the tail, heart up, chest broad. So that can be one, or elbows to the floor. That can be two, heart up, long, deep breathing. Tail draws back towards your elbows. Elbows draw forward towards your hips. Work there or cross left shin in front of right, knees dropping. And as that forward kneeling, forward fold, open the back of the spine here, open the front, the full length of the front of your spine. If it gets sticky, a little rock in the hips, a little loosening where it's caught. Keep it smooth and steady. Tuck your chin, walk it up. Put right in front of left. Elbows loosen, bring it in and up. Reset, right? Elbows wide, bring it in, heart up. So you feel the whole front surface, and then elbows down, keeping that lift. Loosen the knees, The wag of the tail. There's no grip in the low body. The tail draws back towards the elbows towards the tail, the heart high. The head may drop back, the chin may tuck in. Find neutral between the two when you can. You can rock a little forward and back, rock a little side to side, get unstuck. Keep the prana moving through you. 10 seconds, 10 seconds. And then tuck of the chin, rising up. Shift your hips back and off your blanket. Fold it one more time like a roll under the backs of your knees. Hands down, notice the front surface of your spine, right to the very crown of your head, the fontanelle, Sahasrara. The antenna, the connection at the base where I'm seated, the pelvic floor really squaring to the floor. Walk your sitting bones wider. Your knees are bent so your tail goes back. There's an arch in your back, the pelvic floor plugged into the floor. I am this. I am rooted in the material world, the knowing that I am accepted and welcomed by this incredible molecular structure that I'm part of. And I am out the top. I am more than that. I move between the two, forward and back, forward and back, and loosen the two, that you are both all the time. Exhale forward, inhale back. If you like, hands at knees. If you have space, hands at shins. If you have space, thumb and first finger hold the big toe, thumb on the toenail. The heart is leading. Eyes closed. This full integration of base being and infinite being, of cosmic being and human being. 3, 2, good. Sit tall, inhale up. Heart up, chin in, catch it at the top. Pulse the pelvic floor, catch, release. Release more and more. And then holding, pelvic floor up, heart up, chin in. Holding the energy, drawing it up like you were hung upside down. Little wag of the tail, loosen it, shake it up, and chin up and breath out. Notice. We become this axis, this through line, that our lives open to a great connection. And the stamina that we've built relating to our physical body at the base serves us so that we use our stamina to relate, to stay in relation with what is larger, greater, sustaining us, liberating us from our base existence. Sit tall. We'll use the breath to distribute not just the axis, but always, like you would light a candle and it follows the wick, but it lights the room. Interlace your fingers so that the fingers drop, the shoulder blades draw to the spine, the heart is up, the chin is in. You are this great, sweet axis. Mouth makes an O. We go in and out through the mouth, nice and steady. Close your eyes and just allow it to roll through you. In and out are even, in and out are steady. Five, four, three, two. Breathe in. Hold the breath, heart up, chin in, pulse the pelvic floor. Pause tall, as though you're turned upside down. Call the energy up. Out the mouth. Widen your hands. Becoming expansive, becoming generous, becoming porous, becoming receptive. The finite and the infinite mixing. All the support you require is here. All the ideas you're searching for, all the answers. Become porous that they can just assemble inside of you. So you think that you came up with the answer. So we stabilize ourselves. We stabilize this experience without closing the door. We just become stable. We'll breathe in for 4, we'll pause for 4, and in that 4, you're pumping the navel. And then exhale for 4, pause, pump the navel. I'm on my cycle, so I will hold my breath. I'll pause. Just be still and savor for 4. And then breathe out for 4 and pause, empty for 4. So if you're pregnant or on your cycle, just pause. We go in. Pause, pump. And out. Pause, pump. And in. Pause, pump. And out. Pause, pump. Continue. One more round. Finishing your hold after exhalation. Release the effort, release the technique, and just be effortless in your stillness. Let it rearrange your posture, your interior, your experience of yourself. And the plant answers, I do not know what light is, but it makes me grow. Right? You are growing in this inner light, in this. You are a being of the cosmos. The sun is increasing around us. There is more light. And so we fortify our ability to have a greater capacity for light internally, externally, without throwing us down or knocking us over or becoming overwhelming. Increase your capacity for light. Let it help you grow. And we finish with a sound, Om, using sound to clarify, to comb through us. A in the belly, U in the chest, M in the head. We'll just go for a minute and let it just bring all the light through you. Inhale. One more. Be still. Stay as long as you like, as long as you can, in this bright stillness that is yours, is of your creation. This great, sweet inner light. And as you conclude, you sweep your hands wide and bring them down the middle. And again. You bring your palms together, thumbs to the forehead center. And we conclude, I am this long sat, short nam. Inhale. Sat nam. Sat nam, I see myself. Namaste, I see you. Again, stay longer, or lie back, rest completely. I will see you on Friday for Radiant Heart. And if you would like, share the link, this idea, this light. If there's someone you know that would be served by this, share the Zoom link with them. Invite them in. Tell them what to expect. They need something to sit on. They need a prop if they need it. Invite them over. Expand the light not just within you, but into another. So Friday and Monday, we are inviting others to share this light. We're not having an individual solstice. So if that's something that's intriguing, bring it on. And I will see you Friday. Radiant Heart. Sana. I must go.